question for the Indians. They ask, well, if you didn't rape me, why am I poor? And that is the psychological bind. Well, you're poor because of choices made by you. And the effects of the European empires were anything from neutral to slightly positive. And that's a very hard pill to swallow. So they'll cling to these anecdotes. They'll cling to some simplistic interpretation of the Bengal famine. They'll blow into puritanical proportion this or that massacre of a rebellion. It's a very hard pill to swallow to tell the Indians that they are and always were the ones most responsible for their own situation, that they are the chief culprit. It is much easier psychologically to find a scapegoat, and who other than the British themselves to serve the role as this scapegoat. They're certainly a very salient entity in Indian history. They're somewhat foreign. They are perfect. They're perfectly positioned to serve the role as the scapegoat. Rape and revenge narratives and scapegoats are ubiquitous throughout history. We know that Tharoor gets basic facts about industrial and education policy wrong in his little smear screeds. He's an Indian nationalist, and the British are his scapegoat in the Indian rape and revenge narrative, because they were market-dominant minorities that made you pay your rent. You weren't oppressed. You tried to conquer as much as you could whenever you could. Everyone on the planet did. The Europeans were just better at it. And in an unprecedented decision, these Europeans voluntarily gave up their empires. You never defeated the British militarily. Unlike the United States, you didn't have to fight a war to achieve your independence. They gave it to you almost for free, and in turn, you cursed them. How petulant. European rule led to a period of unprecedented economic and population growth and a rise in literacy to what it had never seen before. But you were mad because India wasn't doing as well as England itself, as though England owed you, what, parity with itself? And so you cooked up these myths that England oppressed you, and now there's this dangerous far-right ultra-nationalist rape and revenge narrative that people like Tharoor are pushing. But let's be clear, however glib and charming people like Tharoor are, what he says is far-right hate speech, and it is not only factually wrong, but morally wrong. And it is a result of envy, wrath, and racism.
Donkey Desi American Professor. Jai Hind, and God bless America.